Okay, guys, welcome to A Guy in His Room again. I just wanted to start off with a land acknowledgement. And if you don't know what a land acknowledgement is, some universities and stuff like that give these. Land acknowledgement is a formal statement, often given orally at the beginning of organized events, celebrations, or activities. It recognizes, respects, and affirms that there is an ongoing relationship between indigenous people and the land. Land acknowledgements are especially important in contemporary nation-state like the U.S. and Canada, in which the political structures are based on settler colonialism and the expropriation of lands from indigenous peoples. These acknowledgements serve to illuminate ongoing indigenous presence as well as recognize and counter settler colonial legacies of violence and land expropriation. I don't know what expropriation means, but I'm going to find out live right now. Expropriation is the act of a government claiming privately owned property. Okay, so I just want to give my own land acknowledgement for a guy in his room, and I apologize for not having done this sooner. I recognize that there was a big moral lapse there in giving this statement. I know I should have done it before now, and I accept our responsibility. I apologize, and I will do better to learn about the indigenous peoples that inhabited this land that I am sitting on and recording this on before. Okay, so I just wanted to collectively acknowledge that a guy in his room occupies the ancestral. Now you can go ahead and put your hand on your heart if you want. Like, I'm going to do that now. A guy in his room occupies the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinabeg Three Fires Confederacy of Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi peoples. In particular, the podcast, A Guy in His Room, resides on land ceded in the 1819 Treaty of Saginaw. We recognize, support, and advocate for the sovereignty of Guy in His Room's 12 federally recognized Indian nations, for historic indigenous communities in Brooklyn, New York, for indigenous individuals and communities who live here now, and for those who were forcibly removed from their homelands. By offering this land acknowledgement, we affirm indigenous sovereignty and will work to hold A Guy in His Room more accountable to the needs of American Indian and indigenous peoples. And I want to say to sign off there in the formal tongue of the Nanamanaksanar tribe. I just want to say, Rava! Okay, so you're welcome, guys. Thank you to that tribe that welcome back to A Guy in His Room podcast that everybody craves. Always start out with a throat clear, just to let you guys know you're back in
the room. We're back in the room.
Everybody. As you can tell, we are back in the room. I forgot about this setting I have. Does this sound like they're in a room or trapped in a closet? Help! Help! Get me out of here. Get me out. I've been in here for 30 days straight, subsisting on my own fingernails and boogers and fart gas. I've been trying to ingest my fart gas. I've been stuck in here in my end of the world bunker, everyone. Yeah, it could be. This could be one of those podcasts. A prepper. Do I want to get into the prepper community? Do I want to be like a prepper? Nah. It'll be a prepper community. The prepper community. I'm not a prepper, but I have nothing against the prepper community. But you might think that a guy in his room, what does that mean? A guy stuck, like, afraid, agoraphobia? Is this an agoraphobia positive? It's agoraphobia positive podcast. It's about being agoraphobic, not leaving your room, getting everything delivered, groceries, necessities, water. And I'm so agoraphobic, I don't even I tell them to do the no contact delivery. That was popular in the height of the pandemic. No contact delivery, guys. You guys remember that? I mean, I think they still might have that as an option sometimes. And I haven't really done that because I live in a city where I don't trust that somebody wouldn't just come and take the food. And I don't have like a private little area that they could put, that I would, I could use different headphones, but I just want to look more professional, like it's a studio. It's a real studio production here. Because that's why I have the, background, or, somebody might say, is that a green screen? No, it's not. It's literally my desktop background. People used to need those. Remember green screens? Everybody now somehow all the technology can just do that. I don't even do anything. But it just can take out the background. If you're wondering how they do that, check out my series on how to. Just kidding. Yeah, so this isn't a live episode. I might do one next week. I don't really know if I want to be always do a live stream, because number one, I don't have enough followers. I don't have enough listeners to make it maybe one person will be in the chat. If I have a guest, then that's why I did live streams. I did do one. I mean, yeah, I'll probably keep doing. But, so don't get spoiled by the live streams. I know you guys are desperate to interact with the Guidance Room community. But guess what? I'm still working on it. I'm still building. We're building it step by step. I meant to start off this episode with, I may edit this out and put it at the beginning. Note to self, take this out, put it at the beginning. Okay, yeah, so that was me reading an actual land acknowledgement from Michigan State University. I just put in a guidance room instead of the university. But yeah, they said all that, and that. So yeah, I got this idea because I was just watching this. There's this film review channel that it's kind of an anti-woke film. It's not right wing, or it's not even political at all. It's just but they had a land acknowledgement video where they I guess the Student Academy Awards had a land acknowledgement at the beginning, and yet it was they don't have a source or anything, but yeah, it was a I think I can play
on
some
the
of this
official
probably.
Oscars channel.
It's just a
It
YouTube
was
channel.
yesterday. Everybody's talking about it. When I say everybody,
watch it.
you can watch land acknowledgements. This is a trend. We've seen it at film festivals. I think it is interesting. I don't know how you do it over a Zoom call. I mean, where are the servers?
So this was a Zoom Student Academy Awards, and they did a land acknowledgement. Same thing as me doing one. For just me doing a podcast on my own apartment land. Like, I don't even own the apartment, but I would, like, you know, you're doing a. I mean, yeah, I don't even understand that at all. Like, unless they, yeah, it doesn't make sense to do it over a Zoom award show.
Where the channel has 2.63 million subscribers. This video was streamed. Today we gather to celebrate on the ancestral lands of the Tongva people, the original caretakers of this water and land. We honor and pay our respects to the Tongva people, as well as
Tongva
the
people.
Bataviam and Chumash people, in acknowledgement of the
What, like, what?
neighboring lands in which.
I mean, I will say, like, the Native Americans really never have, you know, no woke people ever talk about them, really, except for doing these. I mean, and I know Canada has more of a history with Indians, discriminating against Indians and Aboriginals up there. And like here we just took, you know, all the Indian stuff so long ago, and so like this is, you know, and I've heard people make fun of this, like, yeah, it is, you know, you know, obviously ridiculous. I mean, it's not, I don't get why now we're doing this. Like, you know, it's been, like, land has been passed around for so many years. Like, I mean, what, like, why do, it's like, okay, so we also, like, say, you know, like, when does this go back? Like, how far back do you want to go to, like, acknowledge, like, oh, I'm going to acknowledge, yeah, you know, well, the Neanderthal people that lived here back in 3 BC, like, we got to acknowledge that they did a lot of stuff too. Like, you don't know, like, you're sitting here doing your podcast, like, and that's also the thing, like, maybe I could see, like, yeah, it makes sense if you're doing a movie about the land or about the Native Americans or something. But, like, just to randomly do this for every award show, what are you talking about? Oh my God. And then just awkwardly, like, go into the show. I mean,
many in our motion picture community live. All right, so there you go. All right, I'm not.
even this article here in The Atlantic, which I can't read, but in the beginning it just says, we'd like to respectfully acknowledge that the land on which we gather to discuss the new line of... Oh, he's joking. Yeah, like, just doing it in front of everything. I mean, it's... like, where does this... I mean, well, people have been asking this for years now. Where does woke end? Where will this stuff stop? I mean, never, you know, because now we're going back to the tribes. I should just go look. I should see exactly... So apparently the Carnesi... oh, God, I can't read this either. All right, this is just according to Wikipedia. Apparently the Carnesi were a band of Munsee-speaking Lenape who inhabited the westernmost end of Long Island. Okay. The Carnesi are shown settled where Brooklyn is today. So apparently that is where I live right now, is where the Carnesi tribe, and I salute all the Carnesi people, and I have to say in their native tongue, what's bro? Thank you. I mean, yeah, all we do to really acknowledge is go to casinos. Like, well, the Mohegan, that's an obvious name I've heard before, the Mohegan Sun Casino. I remember the ancient Las Vegas tribe and the ancient Atlantic City. Oh, we do. Oh, well, hey guys, don't worry. We're gonna name the casino after you guys. I mean, come on. Like, what's the big deal? We give you guys smallpox blankets, and then we're gonna name the casino after you. I mean, you know, what do you want? Like, get out of here. Rockaway, yeah, that's a part of, that's actually a section of Queens still. Now there is a Carnacy like part 2 because that's where the subway goes. Like it says that, so I guess they have the name still. Manhattan, I guess, was a tribe. We live in Long Island. And we sold Manhattan for $2. $24 apparently in 1639. We are sitting here where the Manhattan, the Carnacy, Carnacy, used the end of Manhattan Island, the Manhattoes, as a hunting ground. And then they sold Peter Minuit the entirety of the island for $24 in 1639. So yeah, it didn't look like there was that many here. We own New York, and one day we will sell for $24. I mean, I don't know, just another thing that is annoying. And that was my statement, guys. So I mean, try to do that with everything you do. I mean, I did that with a podcast episode. You guys can do that with. Just every day going to work, just, hey, boss, before I get started today, I just want to just say this whole thing. I just want to acknowledge that Blank Corporation, Inc. Occupies the ancestral and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe, the Three Fires Confederacy of Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi peoples. And I want to acknowledge that while I now forget it and go to work and pretend I didn't say it. Like, it doesn't do anything to just acknowledge. It's the same thing with, I mean, the thing is, you could do that. Like, what's the point of it? Like, what? I mean, honestly, like, I know I was kidding about the casinos, but that is more, at least that's something being named after a tribe, Like, what do people do to acknowledge stuff? I mean, they name a town or a place or an intersection or whatever for somebody, like, and they don't, like, because that makes more sense than going every time we have an event, we have to acknowledge the land that we don't give any money to these people. But I mean, yeah, okay, what are we gonna do next? Go back and, I mean, California is still talking about reparations for black people, and then next, are we gonna go back to oh my god. I mean, what is there, 3 Indians left? I mean, the university, look at this. The university finds pride in calling itself the nation's Pioneer Land Grant College, a term we find highly problematic and recommend that it no longer be used. Why? The Pioneer? Why? Because Pioneer is in the... This is Michigan State, by the way. Still. Wow, you guys, like, really made up for everything by just saying that, like, acknowledgement. Before I clock into Burger King today, I just want to, I mean, there used to be tribes here and they got slaughtered or whatever. So, like, I'm not hearing you guys really acknowledge that, so I don't know if you want to be called out on TikTok right now live, but that'll be funny if somebody tries to out-woke their employer. I just want to acknowledge that y'all haven't said shit about the fucking Chippewa Indians that used to live on this ground exactly. Some of them might have died right here, and you want me to serve you want me to serve these egg McMuffins and shit, like, while these people were dead and their souls are fucking wandering around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people's, like, they died. Like, their lives shouldn't be now just, like, forgotten because you want a McGriddle. The fuck out of here with that shit, yo. That's ridiculous. Or any actual, like, how many, I'm gonna look that up now. What is the actual Native American population now? Like 3 left. All right, so don't like take me at my word here, but this is Wikipedia again. Wait, why don't I don't know where to find it. Native American and Alaska Native American. Well, I didn't guess that counts. Alaska has the most at 20.7%. I guess there's 8.75 million that are at least partially American Indian or Alaska Native. 2.6% of the total population. I just don't really hear them like making a fuss like everyone else seems to be doing. I mean, obviously, I guess more recently was the black civil rights stuff, obviously, but so like New York looks like there's none left. There's just almost they're not on the top 10 at least. PA has hardly any, 1.2%. Florida hardly any. So they stayed away from certain places. They moved away from New Jersey, PA, the Northeast, like New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, all of that. Rhode Island. Oh wait, no, Connecticut has. Maine has a little more. Yeah, I mean Florida, PA, and New Jersey have the least. Like New York still has 1.8%. I guess that probably counts the state. Probably more there. I mean, it would be cool to be Indian. Like, it would be cool to be a Native American. Like, if you could just be like, I'm a badass. I just know how to be in the wild because of my blood. Yeah, Alaska makes more sense. It's just like a big state with just a lot of nature and shit, yo. Look, we're gonna tell you guys. We're not gonna do anything for you guys, but like, we are gonna just say eventually, like, this land was once owned by maybe some of your people. We just don't want you to guys forget that we know that. We know that, but yet we're not going to do anything about it. And like that's how everybody around July 4th they go, we're on stolen land. We stole this land, but then like they don't like leave or they don't. I would I would like to see someone just actually seriously like have that much like of a dignity of like, all right, I'm gonna give this to someone. Find a Native American and just give them my property. So yeah, they said like they said on this film threat channel. They said look for more of these land acknowledgements, and they're gonna see them more. But I have heard about them for a few years now at least. But I don't know, maybe it was just like taken off because of the pandemic. Everything got so fucking woke. I mean, it's so crazy that like that we had an actual like health pandemic and like it gets woke as hell like that year. It's crazy to think about. Then instead of going, all right, let's get, serious here. Let's not get all weird and like whatever. We're going to get real now. We're going to like actually care about each other. Come together maybe. No, we're going to go as woke as like you've never seen how woke it's going to get in 2020, guys. And then we're going to make the treatment, the vax. We're going to make that woke and we're going to make that our like new thing to care about, just like Palestine's the new thing to care about, guys. I don't know. And you know what's funny about this, like every issue now, like it's like, they're like, this is, if you're not on my side, like there's no excuse or whatever. Like there's everything is now life and death, like to the extreme. Where like, like obviously if you have a Jewish family, if somebody's Jewish, they're gonna be obviously more on the Israel side. But then if somebody's Palestinian, like, and it's just everybody's like, no, this is like you can't possibly be on that other side, or you have no excuse. It's like, all right, just wait a few weeks till the next thing comes up. I mean, because that's gonna happen. Remember Ukraine? You guys did you forget about Ukraine already? That's still going on. And then there will be people like,
Actually, it's possible to care about Ukraine and be pro-terrorist in Palestine. It's okay to be pro-terror group because you think that some of the people aren't actually terrorists that live there, so...
It's crazy the mental, like, gymnastics they're doing now. They're like, and I don't, I basically don't, it's completely state, like, I don't really follow it, but, I have seen stuff like, look, I mean, it doesn't mean pro-Hamas, like, it's like, but then they, I heard that they elect, like, Hamas runs Palestine, and, like, so, if you're, like, all gung-ho pro-Palestine, you're taking that side, because they're in charge. It's like, oh, I'm not pro. It would be the same thing as being pro Saddam in the Iraq War. Like, nobody liked the Iraq War. We all know it was ridiculous, but nobody was like, hey, but you know what? We got to help these, people there. No one was saying that back then. Because, I mean, I guess, 9/11, but, that carried over a few years at least, like, where nobody was, like, really going, like, hey, those, terrorist people, there's people that are regular people there, okay? Might not be everybody. Yeah, obviously, little kids, yeah, nobody should be killed but it's a war. If you're gonna, if somebody attacks first, somebody's gonna attack back. That's how it works. I mean, nobody has to be. Why do people have to be completely one side? I don't know. Talked about that last time with Scribe, but everything is exactly one way or exactly the other. I know I keep repeating myself. Look, every podcast episode I do, it's just a repeat. I just say the same thing, just worded differently. Hey, little kids shouldn't die. That's what I'm going to say right now, okay? Little kids should not die in any war. We don't know, like, these little kids might not. Yeah, obviously, but you know what's weird is that you guys think little kids are innocent and shouldn't be. I mean, I agree, but then, like, also, little kids are mature enough to know that they're not born of the right gender or whatever. And they should be able to have everything chopped off right away, or else they're going to kill themselves. And that's that. And if you don't think they should chop all their genitals off right away, then, I mean, there's no excuse. You can't be neutral about it. That might be the thing I hate the most is when everybody's like, staying neutral is a form of hate or whatever they say. Being up neutral.
Yeah, being neutral equals fascism. Being neutral? Okay, way to be... honey, your actual hatred is showing. Your racism is showing, honey. Okay, little boy? Okay, little kid? Okay? Now, you may, I haven't done this in a while. News segment.
But I'm not sure if I'm on a. Well, look, guys, I have to break it to you. Guess what? Matthew Perry dead. That doesn't work for that. Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry dead. Just FYI, if you guys are out there wondering if he is or not. Yeah, he died from. It didn't make sense, by the way, how he died. It said because he went in a hot tub and he had a cardiac. I don't know. Yeah, found underwater in a hot tub by bystander. What? Alright, I have to be honest, like, he had to be on something. He had to be drunk or something. So he was just in the hot tub and just died. and he was underwater when he was found. I mean, I don't get it, you know. An autopsy has been completed, but they're going to do a toxicology. Results can take months. Additionally, a cause of death was deferred. What the hell does that mean? Why would they not be known? Why would the cause of death... Oops, sorry. What are you talking about? Like, what? What is going on? What is going on? Prescription medications were recovered and will be part of the review. Why would it take months to, like, now to know if somebody, like, why and how would that take months? I don't understand. I mean, look, if any coroners listen, let me know. Yeah, I never got into Friends. He was probably my least favorite. Well, no, he wasn't. I think Joey was the worst one on there. I never really watched those, so I don't really know if I should have an opinion on. But like, he kind of and I'm not, you know, look, it sucks he died. I just heard people said he was like a dick or whatever. But I don't know, maybe not. But he did play that kind of character on Friends, you know. He was just like, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. He always said, I mean, you know, like, I still don't really understand why that show's so big. Like, I guess maybe because I remember when it got put on, like, streaming, it took off again, like The Office, too. But The Office, like, I get more than Friends. I mean, yeah, some parts of stuff on Friends I saw, and I was like, you know, I guess it's funny, but I never could really watch that much of it. It was kind of annoying. I guess, like, you know, one thing that annoyed me was how they got the friends together. I mean, it makes sense that, like, one couple would emerge, but, like, you know, that they kept having, like, you know, the Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer guys get together and stuff. Like, you know, a lot of that is fan service to me. Like, when you have a show that long and you're just like, all right, they're getting together now, it's like, it's just giving into the dumb, like, fans that, like, and David Schwimmer's character annoyed me, like, and it made me think that was really what he's like in real life, like a whiny, like, oh, man, come on, Rachel. So, like, but I don't know, he was actually pretty good in that. It was that People vs. OJ show, and he played, like, a lawyer. He played the Kardashian dad, and he was actually really good. Like, he wasn't that personality, at least. It wasn't like, oh, OJ. Yeah, I guess, like, this comment here says, like, he himself said that his stomach previously burst from drugs. So he could have had ongoing medical from long-term drugs, because I know he said he was just on drugs during a lot of the Friends filming, and he was just, like, on coke and stuff. Which I guess, like, I mean, isn't uncommon with Hollywood. Am I right, guys? I mean, come on. This is Holly weird we're talking about here. Yeah, it was probably a heart attack or seizure, but I feel like he was probably on something too, maybe. But it was just like medications. Anyway, Robert De Niro. I don't know why I am interested in this. I guess, like, because Robert De Niro is like, man, Robert De Niro 80. So, what? I thought it was only Al Pacino who just had a kid at that age. All right, let me see if I can find some entertainment news, music. Yo. So, Robert De Niro. Okay, this is the one. Robert De Niro, 80 years old, said girlfriend is doing the heavy lifting with raising newborn daughter. Yeah, no shit, you're 80. Oh, so is it another black girl? I know he just divorced, his like black wife because, and I heard rumors that it was because he hated Trump and she liked Trump. Now, I don't know. I mean, that is a funny reason. I don't do the heavy lifting, he said. I'm there, I support my girlfriend, but she doesn't work, okay? And we have help, which is so important. A little bit. A little insulting. His older children still haven't met Gia, the new, his new, girl. She looks miserable in these pictures. I don't know why. She looks completely miserable. Hey, how are you doing? I mean, why'd she look so miserable? Gia, oh wait, Gia's the kid. Wait, I don't. Okay, so we just had it. Gia is the new kid. His older children still haven't met Gia. The new baby he has when he's 80 years old. I mean, what kind of like, what happens when you're, is that medically okay to have a kid at, I don't know. I kind of hope it's an adoption. They met on the set of The Intern in 2015. Yeah, I mean, the kid's not going to know you. I don't get why you would want another kid at that age. I don't really understand. Like, maybe the, I mean, what was it? Him and Al Pacino were like, hey, let's, you know what we should do? Have kids now. They were like, no, come on. The other one was like, if you do it, I'll do it. All right, then I'll do it. Al Pacino died at 83. And it looks like, what is going on here? This is crazy. So we just had a baby, and that girlfriend already is applying for custody. What? 3 months old baby. What the hell would you do that for? I don't know. I don't even, this is ridiculous. All right, well, I mean, Robert De Niro isn't in that situation yet, but this was the first article I pulled up. Hold on. Grumpy Robert De Niro testifies in sensational showdown with ex-assistant who claimed he's boss from hell. This is nonsense. A grumpy Robert De Niro took the stand Monday in a Manhattan court showdown with a former assistant. A scene worthy of Hollywood tried to bat back claims he was the boss from hell. He rambled and ranted while fending off accusations, who accused him of everything from unwanted physical contact to making lewd jokes about his Viagra prescription. A little naughty there. Yeah. Oh, but you know what's good, though? He's wearing a mask still in 2023. At least he's still wearing a mask now in fall of 2023, guys. Outside of the courtroom in this picture, he's wearing a mask. So that's good. Good for Robbie De Niro. Good for old Bobby De Niro. You know, gotta show that he's still, I don't know why you would do this. I know he's 80, but is that why you would wear a stupid mask? So this is kind of interesting. I mean, this is the only time somebody's said this about him, so I don't really believe her, because she could just be like, this is a former assistant. She could just be like, you know what I'm thinking? Maybe she wanted to, like, have him flirt. Like, maybe she like got obsessed with him, and then because he dated someone else, she got, like, she's getting revenge now by making up stuff. I don't know. I mean, but because he's a celebrity, such a famous one, like, I could see that happening. It's not a random guy. "This is nonsense," the legendary actor dramatically bellowed. De Niro's lawyer had set the stage in his opening statements the first day when he acknowledged this trial is going to be a little bit like a movie. Why would you say that? What an asshole. Why would his own lawyer? De Niro's camp alleged that his once trusted employee had raided company coffers, binge-watched Friends. Oh my God, that's funny. I was just talking about that. Isn't that ironic and different, guys? Binge-watch Friends. Binge-watch Friends. Connection? I don't know. She, and Netflix while on the clock and even stole millions of De Niro's frequent flyer miles. I believe this. She fired back with her own suit, $12 million suit, 2 months later. Subjecting her to sexual harassment and bullying while expecting her to work 24/7 and don the role of his office wife. One of Robinson's lawyers, Brent Hannafin, told the jury that De Niro was a really demanding boss. He would berate her. He would make her life difficult, Hannafin said. He called Chase a bitch to her face repeatedly. He also asked her to perform demeaning, physically objectionable tests. One time, he asked her to literally scratch her back. Wait, what? Scratch her back? When Robinson asked him why he didn't just use the back scratcher, he said, "I like the way you do it." She also said she was on the receiving end of De Niro's alleged misogynist comments, including suggesting that she could get pregnant using the sperm of a married male colleague. He would joke with her about his Viagra prescription. De Niro smirked to Miss Robinson about his young paramour, who was around Miss Robinson's age. Robert started working for him in 2008, but claimed she was forced to resign in April after rising to the position of vice president. She is alleged in her suit that De Niro assigned her stereotypically female job duties that were inconsistent with her job title, including putting away his boxers, washing his seats, and then setting his table. Robertson has also alleged that De Niro's girlfriend, that's the new Tiffany Chen, falsely accused the assistant of being in love with De Niro during her time at the company. See what I mean? This is probably what happened. She never had any romantic interest in De Niro. Zero. None. He was her boss, and that was all. Adding that Chen was jealous of their relationship. But if you didn't have one. De Niro testified that he initially doubted when Chen, his girlfriend, first told him Robinson was in love with him, but now he's coming around to his girlfriend's line of thinking. I said I could not believe that, but now in hindsight, maybe she had a point. I think this lady liked him. I don't know. Robertson noted that he had been she was De Niro's emergency contact. And then he called her around 4:30 at 5 a.m. one morning because he had fallen down the stairs and needed to go to the hospital. What the fuck? De Niro's lawyer had earlier claimed that Robinson had called Chen a bitch, whore, and psychopath and would secretly read De Niro and Chen's private messages. This is crazy. I don't know. I kind of think she's just nuts. In one text message sent to De Niro in 2019, Chen had written that Robinson believes she's your wife. Her possessive manner over the house makes me very uncomfortable, down to having the cable bill and the security system be in her name. It's all very weird, and she is not easing up with the weird shit either. I think it's getting worse. She thinks she's her wife, and I'm tired of her rearranging things and throwing my stuff on the floor in chaos whenever she decides she wants to be the lady of the house. She said that Deniro terrorized her with creepy conduct over the years, including moments where he urinated during telephone calls with her and would greet her wearing only his pajamas or a bathrobe. I mean, I don't know. Am I like? I don't think that those are a big deal, really. I mean, I wouldn't want people to hear me pissing in a phone call, but I mean, if you're, I have done that before. I'll just say, like, it's definitely not sexual. But yeah, I guess I'm on. If he wasn't on mute, I feel like he's just an old guy though, so he probably just didn't even think about it. And the bathrobe thing, I mean, I know there's the whole like the reason she probably said that is because of Harvey Weinstein, but I mean, the thing is, he's an old guy. He probably was just like, hey, if he was at home just in his like pajamas, like, is that like a sexual assault? I don't understand. Unless he was nude under it and flashed her. I mean, again, I just don't. I guess there's 151-second voicemail recording that he ranted and raved. Oh, it's gone. Damn, I bet it was online. He said she abruptly quit. She was making $300,000 a year. When suspicions arose about her honesty and whatever, after she binge watched astounding hours of TV shows on Netflix. She thought she was your wife. I saw it from the beginning. I told her. I told you. His girlfriend said, yeah, I mean, this kind of seems like, yeah, like this comment is like greeting her with only his bathrobe. I mean, I don't get the big deal. Like, unless he did it all the time, or unless he did it like, I don't know. I mean, he probably would. I don't know. I feel like he was naive about her. It sounds like. No, she doesn't. She doesn't think she's my wife, and then he just let her like keep being. Oh, is that why there's a comment about celebs now hide behind masks? Maybe they. Is that why they're? Is that why? I mean, we all know it's him though. That's not gonna do anything. He's been really annoying with politics, but I mean, it sounds like she was crazy. I feel this sounds kind of like maybe she saw the Andrew Cuomo stuff and was like, I'm gonna do that if he ever. Because if you're a woman now, I mean, yeah, you can make vague like, oh, he wore a bathrobe once. Can you imagine an 80-year-old wore a bathrobe? One time he was pissing on the phone. He was, oh, how old is he again? How is that like a creepy, like that's sexual to someone? That would be crazy. I mean, yeah, maybe somebody that is a complete pervert deviant would be like doing that on purpose. I don't know.
Can you hear me fucking pissing right now? Yeah. That's my piss right now. What's the big deal if I want to piss? You hear that? It's really splashing there. Yeah. Bobby Deniro, everybody. Yo. Now I'm afraid of hot tubs, guys.
Why'd they have to make me afraid of hot tubs? Because all my rich stuff that I own. Well, I never was that into hot tubs anyway. I don't really understand. I've been to one a couple times, only because one of my relatives had one. I feel like that's the last time I was in one. And it's just honestly a fancy person's. It's like a fancy. Oh, you have a hot tub? Like it's always in the like luxury hotel room. But like I don't even know if I'd use it like that. I would use it like one time. Well, I guess if it's hot, I mean cold out, and you live in like Alaska, you live in like Colorado, or you live in like North Dakota. Actually, I don't even know. It would be too cold for that. Yeah, I don't understand what. I'm gonna now look up danger of hot tubs because I did not know
that they were Four reasons to think twice before getting into a hot tub. Oh, the CDC. I don't even trust them. The water can make you sick, number one. CD warns hot tub users to avoid swallowing. Well, yeah. Anyone with diarrhea.
Should avoid getting into a hot tub. Did not know that, guys. To prevent the spread of crypto, not the currency. Even more common in hot tubs is Legionnaire's disease, a pneumonia-like lung infection. Ugh. All right, I think I'm avoiding hot tubs now. But how do you, how do you get it? From drinking it? How would just going in the water give you this? Answer me! Someone out there, answer me! The steam can make you sick too, guys, if you thought. So I guess it's, okay, so it says, if you swallow contaminated water. Sorry, that's kind of small. Just realized you guys can't read the text if you're looking at the video.
If you sit near a hot tub without ever going in, there's still a risk of getting sick.
So I guess the mist in the air, if you inhale that and it's infected, but still, can you put the chances here? Because everything's dangerous when you really think about it. So how dangerous is it? I mean, I've been, I'll be honest, you guys, I'm a crazy, crazy daredevil. So I just use a Brita filter for my water. I don't even fucking buy bottled water anymore. And they do say that New York has great water from the Catskills, but I'm probably dying. I'm probably ingesting all kinds of micro cum and microplastics and micro whatever penises, but maybe that's healthy. Maybe the foreskin that Jewish people throw in the water. Actually, no, they don't circumcise, right? Somewhere my old foreskin is floating somewhere. Is it in the ocean? Well, maybe it's just thrown out. Maybe the doctor ate it. I know there's a crazy Jewish tradition about the rabbi putting his mouth on the penis of a kid. That's true, by the way. Look it up. I'm not exaggerating. This is. So I guess if there's chlorine, that's supposed to get rid of the germs. Legionnaire's disease, guys. So if you see a film on hot tubs, on the water, if there's a slimy film, that's bad. Now it's not the thing is how often would you be around a hot tub? Only at a party or if a fancy place somebody has, fancy cabin. Oh, these are all for old people too, so I didn't even know anything about hot tubs, about them being dangerous. But I guess, if you pass out in one. That's why I thought maybe Matthew Perry was on something, or he was just. So if you're pregnant, prone to seizures, or have heart conditions, avoid a hot tub. Are hot tubs safe? Soaking in a hot tub may even boost your mental health. Hot tubbing has risks. It could stress out your heart. Okay, this is making sense now. You know what? I mean, I can't believe how many things pregnant women can't have or do. If you're pregnant, just don't do anything, I guess. The air might hurt the baby. Having a seizure is actually bad in a hot tub. If you guys, I know that's shocking, but if you have epilepsy, only use a hot tub with a trusted partner. No shit. Alcohol, or if you're intoxicated, you might not realize you're overheating. Don't fall asleep in a hot tub. Don't use drowsy medications. I guess, I don't know. I guess this is different than the sauna, because sauna people would stay in there forever until their skin is gross. But I guess you're not supposed to stay in a hot tub for that long. I didn't know, though. I just think it's kind of like a show-off thing to have. Like, I don't really hot tubbing. I've never hot tubbed enough to use it as a verb like that, hot tubbing. Like you just get in, it's like, oh, this is nice, but like, yeah, I don't I don't know, who cares? I'd rather have a pool any day. And pools are kind of gross too, with the chlorine and the weird fucking chemical water that's in there. But I'd much rather have a pool. I mean, I just the cleaning of it and the maintenance too, plus how expensive they are. Yeah. But one thing is like, if you're in a hot tub or if you're, whatever you're doing, I would just go ahead and embrace your body. One thing I've been doing this year to, to just, one thing I've really been embracing this year is just like, embracing my body. I just show it off and I've been like, just kind of like getting comfortable with showing my body off this year. Before that, yeah, that was in a video I saw of an actress, Brie Larson. I randomly saw a video that she made, I guess, and it was like talking about. I just hate when I don't know. Like, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? Maybe like the way women talk sometimes. Like, who has to like? No one has to show off their body. I mean, I don't understand the mentality of like. I just like want to show like I want to get in touch with my body. Like, yeah, but lots of good news with this college students and this Israel stuff. Pretty interesting to see how this is going. Everybody infighting. Everybody, like, some people saying those videos are fake, which I haven't watched any. Go figure. I don't know. There's another thing like where, like, yeah, I don't want to watch beheading videos. I don't want to watch babies, especially, be killed. Like, why do people watch this stuff? And I mean, yeah, at this point, it could be faked. Maybe. I don't know. You never know what's real anymore, guys. You don't know what's real anymore. I mean, that's crazy propaganda if somebody faked, like, death videos like that. But I mean, the reason I'm not surprised by the Israel versus Palestine fighting on the left is like, because they have been preaching about this oppressor versus the oppressed narrative for like years now. I mean, it just switches groups all the time. It's like, okay, when Ukraine happened, Russia is now the oppressor. We're now going to be like, oh, Ukraine, yeah, stand with Ukraine now all of a sudden. And then now it's Israel, Palestine. Israel's a little powerful and rich, so we're going to go, even though they, randomly struck Israel or whatever, we're going to go with the little guy. We're going to say that Palestine is oppressed. And, and I'm not trying to defend people that are, I get that, like, you can be led to think, oh, well, Palestine's smaller. They're being oppressed or whatever. But, like, that whole, like, narrative of oppressor versus oppressed, like, everything has to be that now. That's so, like, talk about. That's why I'm not surprised by how, like, awful the people are getting about it, like the stuff they're saying, because it makes you dehumanize the other people. Because, I mean, to a sort of lesser extent with the MAGA people, with Hillary saying basket of deplorables, like, she was just saying what people thought. I mean, I was actually surprised when they made a big deal about that. I think because, like, I just thought, well, yeah, that's how they all think, like, or worse, or a lot worse about people that voted for Trump even back then. But I mean, yeah, if you start thinking of in terms of oh, this is the oppressor, and they, Palestine or whatever, whoever group, oh, they're oppressed, they've been oppressed. So you can just go, oh, you're the bad side. Saying someone's the oppressor and all that stuff will make people dehumanize people and see them as like not like evil, not human almost. Like, well, you're so bad that it doesn't even count that you should have had that attack happen. Like, that's kind of how some of them are talking. Like, this one professor was like, said it was like great that they attacked or whatever, and then he got he had to apologize. But yeah, I'm not surprised if you have this narrative of like one group is the oppressor and everything has to be that way. Then yeah, this kind of shit keeps happening. I mean, it's not in the U.S. for once. It's kind of interesting. Like, it's weird to me now that they're this up in arms here because, I remember like just a few years, like not that long ago, Israel and Palestine had like issues that like kept popping up. There wasn't a big attack like this, but like I was like, what? Where? Like, I had no idea about it. I just heard about people talking about it. And so like, I don't know, kind of weird that it's like there's protests happening everywhere about it. Like, I don't think before now, I don't think this would have happened like that. Like, the early 2000s, if this happened, I just don't think college students would be like mass gathering about this at all. But that's where we are, guys. So stay safe out there.
Hamas, I am in Hamas and we are coming. Okay, I don't know what accent I'm doing. I am in Hamas.
Ben Hamas med döttor och malakar.
We are coming to get it. We are Hamas. We are Hamas and we are coming to get you, the American, and kill all of you. And Israel is evil and we will come kill all Israelis. But before...
Hello, this is Hamas, and we are going to, before we get on with the killing, we are going to do a land acknowledgement. We want to acknowledge that the tribe people before us that have had the land before the place where we're doing all the beheading, and we are very sorry for. Okay, I'm gonna try to find a clip of. Can't do the accent, so I'm gonna have to hear from Hamas founding leader's son who became a spy for Israel. Wow, this is like
Dad,
layered, dude. Fuck.
I found Mom's old high school yearbook.
Fuck you. I was trying to do like a standard Indian accent. Wasn't working.
He is the restrict and they very religious. They're fanatics, and but I did not think at some point, they would cause all this global trouble. They are.
What?
We saw their brutality. I witnessed their brutality firsthand when I was in prison, when they tortured so many Palestinian people for suspicion of collaborating with Israel. And this is basically when I start questioning Hamas movement.
Did the barbarity and the cruelty of what Hamas did?
Many people, our prison mates, basically people I knew personally, they.
Enough of this. Hamas co-founder's son speaks out.
In Israeli prisons where Hamas was torturing their own members, our own people within Israel.
I said, you know what? That is a little too far for me, so I quit. After they slaughtered the 300th person, I said, you know what? You lost me a little bit, so I'm gonna have to take a break, and I'm gonna get back to you on whether I come back, because I mean, I guess now in hindsight, I'm thinking he's being a little like underselling it a little bit. I don't even know if I believe that. I didn't think they would get this deadly. I mean, if they're like ISIS, I've been seeing people saying that they're like ISIS. So, like, yeah, I don't know if I trust this guy. Like, he's a spy for Israel, and he's the Hamas co-founder's son. What if he's just doing propaganda from them? Anyway, we're from Hamas, and we want to. Hold on a second. Give me the note. Hold on. We recognize the real ways that Palestine and residents of this land have benefited from the forced and systematic removal of Ashanabeg and other indigenous tribes from this area, particularly whatever. And we think this term is very problematic, and we support the LGBTQIA plus community, and I did not think that they would be so bad. I mean, I knew they were bad, but he's like, he's like pretending he's like surprised. Look, I mean, I knew they were bad, but like, whoa, when he like did that one move, when they told me they were gonna do this, I didn't believe him. I was like, there's no way you're gonna do that, and then they did, and I was like, what? Okay, but and then the reporter's like, okay, but you were with them for how many years? How did you not know? I mean, look, I know, but like, they talk a big game, you know, and they didn't do much. And then when this happened, I was like, holy shit. But I do respect that they gave the land acknowledgement to tell everyone that they are sorry to the tribes that used to live there and the cavemen that used to graze those lands. I actually want to apologize to all the wildlife that was here, like any kind of, like, I don't know, birds, and if there was any prehistoric creatures here. I just want to acknowledge that those were here before even the Neanderthal people were here. So we don't know how many Neanderthal of color were in this specific area, but the African American Neanderthals were were there African, like, black cavemen? That's kind of weird to think about. Were there Asian cavemen? I mean, they all like look the same when they show pictures of them. I think not, probably, but I don't know. I just don't get it. So Neanderthals were just one species. Oh, this is basically brown here. This Neanderthal here is brown and shit. He looks like an Indian. He looks like Native American. He just kind of has that caveman forehead going on. Homo Neander, whatever. Man, like, the thing is about me. The thing, like, about me is, like, I'm tough as hell. I'm brutal as hell. I'm tough as hell. So, like, I feel like I have fucking Neanderthal DNA, and maybe a lot of it, because
Like, people don't fuck around with me. They just know I'm gonna, like, get shit done, and I'm not someone to fuck around with. So I feel like I have a lot of this Neanderthal DNA. That might be why I'm so good at camping and shit like that. All that kind of shit, like camping and outdoor shit. Like, I'm pretty much a boss at it. Like, and people don't even know why. They're like, holy shit, you made a fire come out of your finger? How'd you do that? And I was like, I don't know. 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 But, like, that's just the gift God gave me. That's just the God gift gave me. Like, I may do a test to see if I have Neanderthal DNA.
I hate when people say Neanderthal, by the way. Neanderthal, 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 yes, Neanderthal, genome, the Neanderthal skull, I may do a test and shit, just watch out,